Hi, this is Jan Watts, Birmingham Poet Laureate 2011-2012, talking to you from Kings Norton in her office, and it's Saturday the 22nd of October 2011, and this is blog number 2. Right, you're in town on Tuesday and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, don't know what to do. Come into the Centre for the Child at Birmingham Library, Central Library. It's actually the Children's Library downstairs. Come in there because you could see Damani Dinosaur getting his Young Poet of Birmingham Laureate ship. And some of the other people, young poets, will also be there as well, who were in the running for this year's competition. Anyway, I'll be there. Please come in and have a look and see what's happening. That's at 3 o'clock on Tuesday, Centre for the Child in the library. Right, okay. No Roy McFarlane on The Crumble, which is my radio programme on Rhubarb Radio, www.rhubarbradio.com. Made a mess of that. Rhubarb Radio, www.rhubarbradio.com. Anyway, I do The Crumble on there on the Friday, and not yesterday but the week before, Roy McFarlane, the former Poet Laureate, was going to be able to come on to talk about what happened during his year, but unfortunately had an emergency at work and wasn't able to come in. But I'm hoping to get him in sometime in November. But you can actually hear Roy McFarlane on Radio Wildfire, and he is on with Marcia Callum and Sue Brown, and they're doing some special poetry stuff on Radio Wildfire for Black History Month. So if you just do a Google search, Radio Wildfire, it'll come up, and that's only available on the internet, but it is a podcast, so that's fine. Right, so that's Roy McFarlane. Yesterday, I went to the Symphony Hall with some members of Pens of Erdington for the performance of Bluebeard. Now, Bluebeard is it's Bluebeard's Castle, and it's an opera written by Bartók. Anyway, they were doing a world premiere at the Symphony Hall, and some community groups have been invited to take part in a community project. One of them is Progressive Path Group, and they are based in Ladywood, and there's also St Basil's and Pens of Erdington, which is my writers group, and Birmingham Metropolitan College. Anyway, we're all working on different projects around the opera, and it was David Tomlinson, and Judith was played by Michelle de Young. Anyway, it was a fantastic evening, really wonderful. But I will tell you more about actually what's going to come out of that in weeks to come, because we now have lots of different workshops with different artists. We at Pens have got Julie Bowden, which we're very pleased about, actually, because she's great. And anyway, so that was a very interesting performance. I mean, it's wonderful, isn't it, that we have internationally famous people and performances here right in the heart of Birmingham. Fabulous. Right, I'm working on something I mentioned last time, Poet Day residencies. The idea is that poets go into different organisations, not arts organisations, but other organisations, and spend a day and then write a poem around the work of that organisation. I've got a whole list of poets already on board for that, which is great. I could always do with some more though, so if you're a poet and you'd like to take part, get in touch with me. Easiest way of doing that is on Facebook. I'm Jan Watts on Facebook, and get in touch. But I'm now starting to look around for organisations who would like a poet in for a day. Wow, what an opportunity. Anyway, so that's ongoing. I'm also organising, and I'm hoping to do this for November, an evening of issue-based poetry. Now, I go to a lot of poetry evenings, and a lot of it is humorous and funny, which is great, don't get me wrong. But actually, I'd like to do something on where people share poetry that is actually about real things, real issues, things that are important in life. And I'll be getting in touch with a few poets who I think, who I know write issue-based stuff. So that's sort of an ongoing thing. But I'd like to do that in November because we have Remembrance Sunday in November. But also it's the time of year, I think, to reflect and to think about bigger things. So anyway, that's something that will come up hopefully within the next month. Lots of other plans that are all in the in the ether at the moment, and I need to speak to people at the library service, and I'll hopefully have a few more tangible things to talk to you about next time. And thank you very much to Dottie Bluebell, who actually said on Facebook that she wanted to know when my next vlog was. Oh, Dottie, you're a star. Thank you for that. That's made me feel much better. Anyway, I'm going to share with you, if I can find it, a poem that I wrote in the week. I've been away because it's been a very big birthday, yes, and I've been down to Pembrokeshire, which is where my family originally comes from, and I wrote a poem there. I was sort of house sitting for or farm sitting, I suppose, for my cousin, and the farmhouse there is now a holiday rental. And one of my duties every day was to go in and have a little look around and make sure that, there was no sort of plumbing problems, or, that everything was all in in good order. And anyway, I'm going to read a poem. I can hear my husband in the background. I hope he's not going to come and interrupt. I hope he's not going to come and interrupt. No, maybe he's not. I thought he... Yeah, is he... Oh! I'm still recording.
I'm sorry.
Right, anyway, this is a poem that I wrote in Pembrokeshire last week. Downstairs bedroom. Check. For what? Check for ghosts past. Now sanitised twins, not the high deathbed. Bed and breakfast bedding, topped with tortured truckle towels. But the undenying odour is 1966. Left in the house, too young for the funeral. I see absent grandfather, then and now. Right, new poem, short poem. As Spoz would say, it is Spoz, isn't it? No, it's Adrian Johnson, who always tells you the length of the poem before he starts. It's Adrian Johnson actually who does that. Love your poems though, Adrian. Anyway, thank you, Birmingham. And my next vlog will be in 2 weeks. Thank you, Birmingham.